Hi everyone, welcome on today's episode on Learn to Sew with Sika. Yes, so on today's episode, I'll be teaching you guys how to make a Canadian smoking. The style is the box ribbon style. Yes, so let's begin. I hope you guys recall this draft paper which I made earlier for basket style of Canadian smoking. So I had to still make use of these. As you can recall, it's 1 inch against 1 inch. So I still had to write it so as to recall, make you guys remember. So in as much I used 1 inch against 1 inch. Well, I would advise that you guys make use of 1.5 inch because of next time. So maybe when I'm making my next video on Canadian smoking, I will now make use of 1.5 inch against 1.5 inch for better results. So I had to, as usual, I had to trace the marks to my intersections, just like my other video on basket style. I had to trace them. I had to make some marks through my intersections to my fabric. Try as much as possible to make the fabric not to have like shifts while you're trying to do this process, in order not to have issues on where to make your patterns. So as you can see, after doing that, I had the pattern goes like this. Actually, it's the X. How will I put it? I am following each and every corner of a box frame. Take for instance this box frame. I marked X. I would make use of the first mark in intersection to the next, right to the other side, like it's a complete square. After which I would make an intersection in the middle. So every intersection on each box frame is used. I don't know which other way I can explain this. I just had to take advantage of each. Like take for instance of a box. This box now, I had to make use of the intersection on each corner. As you can see, the complete square has the 4 intersections. So the intersection, I had to pass my needle through that process. The first, second, third, fourth intersection, and then the fifth one which came in the middle. That's where the X terminated. So that pattern is how we follow for the box ribbon style. And then if you see that after each frame is being used up, the next frame is vacant, both on the horizontal axis and the vertical axis. You can see that after each used up frame, the next frame or box is vacant. So that same pattern is what I carefully did and traced out on my fabric. So with the dots, I had to carefully make those. I carefully had to make those marks on my fabric. So if you are confused after making your dot lines on your fabric, you can go ahead to use your rule and your pencil to create lines in order not to be confused, because I had to do my using the dots, and I would advise that you use a pen in order not to have issues and erasing it when you make a mistake. So we try using pencil so that if along the line you get confused or you had a mistake, you can use your eraser to clean it up. Yeah. So if it's your first time to watch my channel, do well to subscribe. Baby girl, it doesn't take you much time to do so. So subscribe and hit on the notification bell. Yes, so that you will be seeing our upcoming videos. Now I had to follow the first line, the first dot. You can start anywhere. So I had to start down, going up to the second one, the third dot, and finally I went to the fourth one, after which I had to terminate it back to the very first one. Now it's like a complete square. So while doing it, after that you pull it carefully. While you pull it carefully, you would now pass your needle at the squeezed area, like the center of the intersection. You pass your needle there and tie your knots very well. You can as well cut your thread, but I didn't have to cut my thread. I just had to use the same thread to continue the process. Then again, I started off on each of those marks I made. So if you have ruled your own lines, you just make use of the intersection, just like how it is on the draft paper. You pass it, just follow the thread through each intersection, trying to make a complete square out of it. Then while you are pulling the thread, in order to close up that square, you try using your thumb to create a hollow inside for better results. If you don't, while closing it up, if it's flat light or it's puffed up, it won't give you the results actually that you need. So you have to use your thumb to create a hollow. While pulling it, you can remove your thumb. You will make sure that the square is like a pot shape while you're pulling it. Then close it up with the intersection there. So after which I did that, you try making some adjustments. Those you try raising up each corners of the place. If you can see, I had to use my needle to pull up some areas that were ought to be those squeezed areas that are hidden that I had to pull up with my needle. You just try use your hand, make some adjustments, like maybe with time where you turn your phone and see the results you're getting, you would know how far you can make some adjustments on it. So well, I would say this style is actually technical. It takes much time, but not really much. It's just more of a technical style. So after which I had to fill it up. I had to show you guys the next result because it took me time to do this. Not really much time, but when you see your outcome, it will really make you happy. Yes. So this is how the front view is. It's a bit awkward, yes, I know, but it's giving us something good. Now the next step, we have made every box. Every section now has a box, but we want to create the ribbon right now. So while creating the ribbon, I had to add some artifacts, some fancy things. I had to make use of the bead to create up a nice design. So now when you're actually doing this, as I said earlier, it's a technical style. You use your needle going underneath on those intersections you have sewed earlier on. Pass your needle through there and come out by the side of pass your needle there carefully by the side. Okay. After which you pass them out, you make a ribbon you squeeze your square and tie it up with a needle and thread, after which you put the bead. And after putting the bead, you pass the needle again down to the back, tie up and cut, or as well continue. So watch the next step I'm actually doing right now. I had to go through the next square. I had to follow through the intersection. I passed my needle by one side of the square. Now using my needle, I had to with my hand I had to squeeze out, make a kind of little ribbon with it, and now passing my needle and thread, tying it in order to stay put while I put my bead. After putting my bead, I sew and put it back, taking the needle back, taking it down to the back again. So with that, I follow through. You will see that each of these ribbons were made are occurring at the corner of the square. So when you start off with one line, you leave the second line untouched. Then the third line, you insert your ribbon. So with that, you will see that it's as well the square has its 4 complete ribbon by the side. So is how the technique is actually. That's how the technique is. So the style is actually a bit as though it's not too visual here. So that's why I actually advise that you make use of 1.5 inch instead of 1 inch against 1 inch, so that your box and your ribbon will be a bit much larger and more visible to see. So with this, I had to follow this process down to the line is over, leaving the next line all much square like untouched, and the next line I had to start putting intersecting bead. So as I said earlier, if it's your first time watching this channel, do well to subscribe. It doesn't take much time. So do well to subscribe to my channel and hit on the notification bell to check out our upcoming videos and to stay updated to our channel. So no much talking. I'll just allow you guys to take your time and watch as I actually did this process. Yeah. So I'll leave you guys some time to watch. As you can see, our Canadian smoking is taking shape already. It's really, really nice. It's very nice. You know, as much as technical, but I really love the results. So with this, as I said earlier, we just follow the next line, follow on that same process, on and on, and voila, that's our Canadian smoking, the box ribbon style. Yes, that's all we have for Canadian smoking today, and thanks for watching. Bye.